Not manufactured for use on public streets. No warranty. Dodge shipped those words with every 1968 LO23 Hemi Dart, roughly 80 full-race machines built to run low tens in the quarter mile, then disowned as anything fit for the road. Dodge drew a hard line around the Hemi Dart's identity, attaching a formal notice to every car: not manufactured for use on public streets, does not conform to motor vehicle safety standards, no warranty, intended for supervised acceleration trials. Those 4 sentences define the LO23's status from the outset. The disclaimer appeared on the driver's door jamb, in dealer paperwork, and in promotional material, an explicit statement that this car was not a conventional road machine. Dodge's own documentation removed any ambiguity. The Hemi Dart was built for the drag strip and nothing else, separated from ordinary production by its very design and by the company's own words. On February 20th, 1968, Dodge issued a press release that outlined a new program, a limited factory-built drag car based on the Dart, coded LO23. Only for the 1968 model year, this run would total just about 80 cars. Each began life at the Hamtramck assembly plant in Michigan, where standard Dart GTS bodies were pulled from the line unfinished, lacking engines, interiors, and many of the features typical of a street car. From there, the bare shells were shipped north to Hurst Performance in Madison Heights. That's where the transformation began. Hurst's team, under the direction of George Hurst, stripped away every ounce of excess, installed the full-race 426 Hemi, and completed the specialized conversion. The process was not a typical assembly line operation, but a hand-guided conversion aimed at producing a purpose-built superstock machine. This program didn't happen in a vacuum. In December 1967, Chrysler's race group sent a letter to NHRA's W.E., Farmer Dismuke, detailing the new Hemi A body for pre-approval in superstock competition. Dick Maxwell and Bob Cahill, both from Dodge's performance planning ranks, were the key architects behind the scenes, ensuring the LO23 met NHRA's production requirements while pushing the limits of what could be delivered to racers. The paperwork and correspondence made it clear. The LO23 was not an ordinary product launch, but a calculated move to dominate the strip. By the time the first Hemi Dart left Hurst's shop, it was no longer a standard Dart at all. It was a factory-sanctioned weapon, built for one purpose only. Nothing about the Hemi Dart's exterior was left to chance. At Hurst, the steel doors were acid-dipped, a process that stripped away every unnecessary ounce and left the panels thin to the touch. Up front, the factory hood and fenders were replaced with fiberglass, not for looks, but to cut weight from the nose and help the car launch harder. A broad, functional scoop dominated the center of the hood, channeling cold air straight to the cross-ram Hemi beneath. Hood pins, borrowed from pure race practice, kept the lightweight hood secure at high speed. Each modification served a single purpose: reducing mass and sharpening the Dart's focus as a drag machine. No chrome, no ornament, just a body pared down for acceleration. Inside the Hemi Dart, the sense of purpose is immediate. Thin side windows, lighter than standard glass, are raised and lowered with simple pull straps, no cranks, no regulators, just the bare minimum. Up front, 2 Dodge van bucket seats take the place of the usual bench, bolted directly to the floor. There is no rear seat at all. That space is left open or covered with a lightweight panel. Comfort features were deliberately left out. There is no heater, no radio, no carpet, no sound deadening, no armrests, and not even a passenger mirror. Every missing item served one aim: to cut weight and remove distractions from the business of acceleration. This was engineering, not aesthetics. The cabin makes the car's mission unmistakable. Nothing inside exists except what's needed to get down the strip faster. The LO23 program, centered on the full competition cross-ram 426 race Hemi, running 12.5 to 1 compression and built for the drag strip, not the street. Unlike the milder street Hemi, which favored reliability and lower compression for daily use, the race Hemi demanded high-octane fuel and race-only conditions. Its solid lifter cam, aggressive ignition, and oversized carburetors were engineered for maximum acceleration, with every component chosen for competition. Straight from the factory, this setup delivered quarter-mile times in the low 10-second range at about 130 miles per hour, a figure confirmed by period records. The combination of a short, lightweight body and uncompromising race hardware created a car that overwhelmed ordinary tires, with traction so limited that drivers often recalled the front end lifting under full throttle. The real danger was mechanical, a machine whose power and temperament exceeded the boundaries of public roads. On the strip, the LO23 found its home, dominating NHRA superstock events. Dick Dandy Landy's runs stand as documented proof, with personal memories checked against official time slips from the era. Dodge's position on the LO23 was clear from every angle. The company drew a legal and practical boundary around the Hemi Dart, refusing to treat it as a normal street vehicle. Its exclusion from public road use was not a marketing flourish, but a direct response to new federal safety standards and the realities of a car built for the strip. The LO23 did not meet the 1968 motor vehicle safety standards. There were no provisions for crashworthiness, emissions, or even basic comfort. By omitting a warranty, Dodge severed any expectation of support or responsibility once the car left the dealer. The phrase intended for supervised acceleration trials defined the only setting where Dodge would acknowledge the car's purpose, under controlled conditions, not in daily traffic. This was a machine engineered to win at the track, not to idle through city streets. While some owners later found ways to register or drive their Hemi Darts, those efforts stood apart from Dodge's own stance. The contradiction remains. The fastest and most uncompromising car Dodge built in 1968 was the one the factory refused to call a street car. Today, factory drag cars are regulated out of existence, yet the Hemi Dart's contradiction endures, a reminder that true performance sometimes crosses lines even its own maker won't defend.